How's it going, everyone? It's Zilly here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the best Windows 11 optimization and how to basically make sure your Windows 11 installation is running at its peak performance and you're getting every ounce of performance out of your Windows 11 machine. Now, before we get started, I just want to say a disclaimer about Windows 11. Windows 10 is still superior to Windows 11 when it comes to gaming performance and low latency gaming, but a lot of you still use Windows 11, so I'm still going to make this video just because there is a lot of differences between Windows 11 and Windows 10 that are really worth mentioning, and you are going to be able to get more performance out of Windows 11. But let's get right into everything. All right, everyone, so head over to the link in the description and download the pack that we're going to be using in this video. It's just going to be called Windows 11 Optimization Guide by zilly.zip, and it has a password, and all we're going to do to basically extract this is right click, click extract all, then press extract. The password is going to be Zilly 2024, all in one word. So I'm going to type it here and it's going to extract. So before we do anything, we're going to go to very important, do this first. And before we do anything, it's going to be creating a system restore point. Some people might not like the changes that we're going to do, or some people just need to reset their PC back to how it was before doing this video. So very, very important that you do a restore point before it continue in this video. So all we're going to do is search up restore point, create a system restore point, just find your C drive, which is going to be this one, click configure, turn on, create, just type it, just name it whatever, but I'm going to type before Windows 11 Zilly vid, and then press create. It's going to start creating a restore point, and restore points are generally sometimes unreliable. So the next thing we're going to do is create a registry backup. So once you use the restore point, if you need to, you could also restore the registry back to normal. So create a registry backup, just type regedit in the search bar, press yes, and then you're going to go to and just click computer on the top left, click file, export, and just put it on your desktop, put it on your C drive, put it whatever, and then just label it before Zilly video registry backup, right? I'm not gonna do that because there's really no need to, and it does take like a couple seconds for it to save. Make a restore point and also do the registry backup before you do anything. Now, registry and CMD, this is really important. This is where we're gonna start doing some of the tweaks and optimizations. So before we go into the Windows settings and start doing stuff in there, we're gonna run the Windows 11 guide.reg file and run the BCD tweaks file. So if you're on a laptop, use this one. If you're on a desktop, use this one. Pretty self-explanatory, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click, click run as administrator, press yes, and basically it's gonna run it and you don't have to do anything, pretty much applies it. It's just two commands. Now, Windows 11 guide, just double click on it, press yes. It's gonna ask you, are you sure you wanna continue? Obviously, we're gonna press yes and then press okay. Now, you might be asking, Zilly, what are these files doing? So the easiest way to figure this out is just right click, click edit, and you can pretty much see what we're changing here. Obviously, you have to know what you're looking at to know what we're looking at, but just right click, click edit, and you can look at pretty much what we're changing here. So this is it for these two. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much restart our PC after running those two files to make sure that everything applies and our PC boots right back up. So before continuing on with the next few steps, just do that, because if you don't, you're going to have issues running some of the stuff that we have in this pack without restarting first. So restart your computer now and then go back to this video. All right, so once you restarted your computer and everything's back up, just go back to the pack folder and we're going to go to number 2, which is going to be uninstall apps and features. And all we're going to do is going to right click on this, click run as administrator. And what this is going to do is it's going to uninstall pretty much all the pre-installed applications that come with Windows that are unneeded and that you basically don't want on your computers, just because your computer is for gaming and you pretty much don't need these. So just double click on this, let it do its thing. We're going to be checking if it did everything correctly in a second. Now, once it's done, now we're going to be checking if it uninstalled everything correctly. So just press your Windows key and I, and we're going to go to apps and installed apps. And then as you can see, a lot of the stuff that we don't need is pretty much gone and uninstalled. So looks a lot cleaner. So now we're going to move on to the third step, which is going to be auto runs. This is really important. It's basically all the stuff that runs on your computer whenever you turn it on, and we're going to be disabling a lot of stuff in here. So all you're going to do is just right click on this, click run as administrator, press agree, go to log on. So this is basically just stuff that gets turned on whenever you log into the computer. So Microsoft Edge, we don't need that, and we don't need these security registration things. So leave CMD alone. Go to schedule tasks, and these are just tasks that are scheduled to happen whenever you turn on your computer. If they are yellow like this, you can right click, click delete, and press OK, and they should go away. Now to refresh, you would just click this green arrow right here that says refresh, and it should go away. Now these you don't need, so you can uncheck uncheck them. Everything else you might need. So be very careful with what you change here. You got to really read and figure out what each task is doing. As you can see, it's describing right here what it's doing. I don't need these. RTX voice, I definitely want this because I'm using it from my mic. So it really just depends on what task you're about to uncheck. So make sure you don't uncheck something important. Go to services, and services is also the same thing. Do not touch a lot of the stuff in here. If it's looking like this, you're pretty much fine, but anything to do with Edge, like updates, or for example, Logitech G Hub services or SteelSeries services or Razer Synapse services, you could pretty much uncheck those or just uninstall those applications because you don't need them running in the background. So that's pretty much it for auto runs. There's a lot more in here, but a lot of the other stuff you can break your windows if you touch. So we're going to leave it at that. Now we're going to go back. We're going to go to power plan. This is really important. We want to be using a high performance power plan for our machine because by default, Windows is going to put you on the balanced power plan, which is not great for performance, and it's definitely going to cause some input lag and latency. So just double click on import plan, and it's going to say imported power plan successfully. Press the key to continue, and then all we're going to do is going to search up power plan, and then we're going to click choose a power plan, and we're going to make sure we're going to be choosing the Zilly public power plan, and make sure to give me a follow on Twitter if you are at this point in the video. So balance you can leave alone. If you're on a laptop, highly recommend leaving it balanced alone because you can switch between that if you want to save battery or not. So just leave balanced. If you're on a computer, you can delete it. But yeah, go back. We're going to go to MSI mode for drivers. Now, before we open up this, make sure you have your NVIDIA or AMD drivers installed. If you do not have those installed, then you can watch my complete NVIDIA optimization guide or my complete AMD optimization guide, and then come back to this video and do this step. But I also covered this step in those other videos as well, so you could do it after this video. But just make sure you have your graphics card drivers installed. So all we're going to do is double click on this. We're going to find our graphics card, so NVIDIA GTX 1650. Just check it, press apply, and then everything else we're going to set to undefined and press apply. Now, if you have high definition audio controller like this, you could also check it if you use it and then press apply. Just be careful not to check something that you don't know what it does, because checking some of these can cause a blue screen whenever you start your PC. So if you have a device that you're not sure of, that if you can check it or not, just leave it alone. But everything else, set it to undefined and then exit out of this. I'm going to go back. This is really important for NVIDIA and AMD graphics cards. Go to number 6. And if you're on NVIDIA, you can run this. What this is going to do is going to disable high definition copyright protection. And what this basically does is just protection that for gamers, this is not necessary and adds a tremendous input lag. So once you right click on it, click run as administrator, it's going to apply. And once you restart your PC, you can double check if it applied by going to right click on your desktop, click show more options, NVIDIA control panel, and wait for it to open. We're going to go to view HTTP status. Once you restart your PC, it's going to say this display does not support HTTP. Right now it says it because we haven't restarted our computer. Once we restart it, it's going to say this display does not support it, which is what we want. So go back. For AMD, it's just going to be disabling ultra low power state. It's a registry tweak. Basically, AMD has ultra low power state enabled in its registry for the driver, so we're just disabling it with this registry file. This is just a glimpse of what I do in the AMD complete optimization guide. So if you're on an AMD graphics card, please go watch that guide. I put a lot of time and effort in that guide, and I've showed a lot of tricks in that guide. Now go back again, and now I'm going to go to 7 common application settings. So this is just going to be things like Discord, Spotify. All you're going to do is just find these programs, find the settings called hardware acceleration, just disable these, and in Discord disable the game overlay. Applications like these that you have running in the background, you want to make sure they're using the least amount of resources possible, and disabling these settings can help with that. Now we're going to go over some of the Windows settings and go over the last step after that. So just press your Windows key and I. We're going to go to system, we're going to go to display, scroll all the way down, go to graphics, and then click change default graphics settings, and we're going to turn off hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, as this does nothing to your FPS or lowers your FPS. So it's a completely useless setting as of right now until Windows somehow releases an update, or let's just say Windows 12 comes out and this fixes it, if that is even a thing. But for now, turn this off. Optimizations for windowed games, make sure you turn this on. This is only a feature on Windows 11 that I know of. So this is basically just reducing latency on games that you are running in windowed full screen, which can help if you are doing that rather than full screen. Highly still recommend full screen mode. I know some people like to play on windowed full screen for some games that are not competitive. So turn this on. Now I'm going to go back to system at the top. I'm going to go to storage. Make sure storage sense is off. As you can see, it's already off. Now I'm going to go back to system. I'm going to go to notifications. Make sure notifications are off, and then go back. Now I'm going to go to apps. I'm going to go to startup, and basically anything that you don't need in here, you can turn it off. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to optional features. And now this is really important. You want to uninstall everything here except these 4. And if you use print management or if you use a printer on your computer, keep anything related with printers in the optional features settings here. But everything else you can uninstall, but keep these 4 main ones as you need all 4 of these for normal Windows usage. So go back to apps and we're going to go to offline maps. Just make sure that this is turned off, and we're going to go to gaming on the left. Go to game mode. We're going to turn off game mode. So this setting is kind of the same concept as hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, but on quad cores, aka CPUs with only 4 cores, this setting does in fact help sometimes. So if you're on a quad core CPU, make sure to turn this on. And to know if you're on a quad core CPU, all you want to do is right click on your taskbar, go to task manager, go to performance tab, go to CPU, and look at your cores. If it says 4, then you're on a quad core. Ignore logical processors because these are your threads. These are unrelated to core count. So if they're on 4, then just turn on game mode. But for most of you that are watching this, you're going to want this off because it lowers FPS or it does nothing near FPS. So same concept as hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. But yeah, just keep in mind if you're on a quad core, you might want to have this on. Now we're going to go back to gaming, go to Xbox Game Bar, and just make sure open Xbox Game Bar using this button on the controller is turned off. And then we're going to go to privacy and security, go to find my device, turn this off, go back to privacy and security, and then everything under from general all the way down to screenshot and apps, you could pretty much turn this off because a lot of these are going to be running in the background. So just turn off everything here from general all the way to screenshot and apps. It's a long list of things to turn off, but go ahead and do that because it's going to help a lot. Now we're going to go to Windows security and we're going to go to virus and threat protection and then go to manage settings. We're going to turn off real-time protection for now because in this video, I don't recommend using Windows Defender. Windows Defender is going to increase your system background usage and it's just going to lower your FPS and increase input lag while you're gaming if it's running in the background. So pretty much just turn it off, and we're going to turn off real-time protection for now and then completely disable it using a different program that I've covered in the past videos. So we're going to be using it in this video as well. And the reason why Windows Defender is not good, again, it reduces your FPS and increases input lag, and there are way better options out there that you can use on a periodic basis. So Malwarebytes is a good one. You can use that monthly or weekly. Just don't have it running in the background while you're gaming if you want the most possible FPS. Now we're going to pretty much go into disabling Windows Defender now using the Defender control program that I've covered in some videos in the past. So let's get right into that. So in the common application settings, we're going to be leaving the disable Windows Defender folder in there. And what we're going to do is just double click on this, double click on DF control, and it's going to open up with this. Now Defender is obviously going to flag this as a Trojan or whatever you want to call it. The reason for that is because any program that disables Windows Defender is going to be flagged. It's just how it works. It's kind of obvious that it's going to flag it. So make sure that, again, you go back to virus and threat protection and just turn off real-time protection and tamper protection just so this doesn't happen. And then we're going to go back and we're going to disable Windows Defender. So just double click on it and then we're going to click disable Windows Defender. And as you can see, it's going to say Windows Defender is turned off. Now, if you want to enable Defender in the future, you can use the same exact program to click enable Windows Defender and it will do exactly just that. Just restart your PC for it to apply. So Windows Defender is completely turned off. In order for us to apply this, obviously we have to restart. But now that we turned it off, we can close out of that and we can go back to the optimization pack. All right, so after disabling Windows Defender, we're going to be setting up timer resolution on Windows 11. So all you're going to do is go to 7 common application settings. You're going to go inside the timer resolution folder and we're going to copy set timer resolution.exe. And once you've copied it, just click this PC on the left, go to local disk, and then just paste it in there. And then all we're going to do is going to search up CMD. And once you've opened up CMD, you're going to type C capital :/set, and then you can just press the tab on your keyboard and it will automatically fill it out for you. And then press space, type dash install, and press enter. It should install timer resolution and minimize it for now. We're going to go back to our Windows settings and make sure we get everything sorted out. Now go to Windows updates. I highly recommend pausing your Windows updates for a very long time and then honestly just disabling Windows updates as well. Windows updates are going to mess up with a lot of things regarding your registry and they might be installing a buggy Windows update and you don't even know it. So for most of you, just leave Windows updates disabled or paused. But if you like the idea of updating your Windows every once in a while, just because you think maybe you need the new features or whatever, go ahead, by all means go do that. But I always recommend doing a clean reinstallation of Windows if you want a newer version of it, just because you'll be booting up with lower bloat and not any of the older updates tampering up with the newest update. So all in all, that's gonna be pretty much it for the Windows 11 optimization guide. We're gonna go back to the tweaking folder and we're gonna go to the last step, which is gonna be the most important step out of all of this, and that is to show support to the guy that made this video. So follow me on TikTok. You can also join my Discord server. I answer a lot of questions there. I also have a lot of fun talking with some of you guys in there. So join my Discord server. It's really fun. We're about to hit 7,000 members, or I think we already hit it. So let's help us get to 10,000 members, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers. And number 4 is gonna be following me on Twitter. This is where a lot of people know me from. This is where I originally started, and it's just Twitter itself. I've been on Twitter for 4 years, and I've been doing this whole thing for 4 years now. As you can see, I worked with Booga, worked with Cam, Jamper, Bizzle, a lot of the names that you know I've worked with. So if you want a full PC optimization service done for you, completely revamp your entire system, make it brand new, go to the link in the description or go to the link in my profile on Twitter or on TikTok. It all leads you to the same website, which is this one right here. And from here, you can pick one of the 3 services that I offer, which go way more in depth than any of my videos ever do. I will not be sharing any of my secrets in the videos, sadly, just because it's a lot of work that's been put into these services, and I've refined them over the past 4 years, especially the advanced, especially the ultimate PC optimization service. So if you like that, go to the link in the description or go to the link in any of my profiles or any of my socials and book that up. But otherwise, that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what I should do next. And before I go, I also would like to say, if you want a PC completely custom built for you, picked out with the best parts on the market right now, I'm talking the best motherboard, Intel i9 4090, go to the second link in the description and you can buy a PC completely custom built from me, and it's optimized by me in person, and then I ship it out to you so you get the best latency possible right out of the box and the best FPS possible right out of the box as well. But that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. Peace out.